Trojan Sports Now.
Hello and welcome to Trojan Sports Now. I'm Danielle Percival.
And I'm Jonathan Sellers. Stick around as we bring you the latest news and scores from Troy Sports.
Well, the Trojans look to give Georgia State a nice welcome to the Sun Belt in the Panthers' first ever conference game on Saturday, and it was another close contest for the Trojans. The Trojan football team yet again had to fight from a fourth quarter deficit in order to make a comeback and get a conference victory as they defeated Georgia State 35-28 on Saturday in the Georgia Dome. It came down to another game-winning drive, and this time it was wide receiver Chris Williams who came through in the clutch with a 54-yard catch, run, and dive for the game-winning score.
It was truly a blessing. I always been trying to wait and just help this team, and I was patient all year, and when my time came, I was ready.
Against South Alabama, the Trojan defense gave up a touchdown that forced the offense to make a last-second comeback. But against Georgia State, the defense gave the offense the chance to win. Chris Pickett lived up to his name and picked it for his first career interception, which gave the Trojans the opportunity for the comeback. But Pickett was in a comeback of his own after sitting out the first half after a targeting suspension in the South Alabama game.
The whole time I was sitting in the locker room and just waiting for my turn, I was just thinking about what kind of play can I make to change the game. A lot of guys told me, Chris, you're a big-time player. You got to make a big-time play, man. You're only playing a half. You got to make something happen.
I was so happy to see Chris Pickett get one too. Just what he's been through lately, and having to sit out the first half and coming back and making a play.
This was the Panthers' first Sun Belt Conference game, but they continued to fight until the end, scoring 21 points in the second half, including 14 unanswered in the third to take the lead from the Trojans.
Those guys, man, they played their hearts out, man. They didn't have nothing to lose coming into this game, and they wanted to get their first conference win, and we want to keep winning conference games.
It wasn't very pretty. It might have been, there's a lot of things that we can do better, and if we continue to work and do better, then, we got a chance to do some things in the league.
A game of inches. That's how Coach Chris Bentley described the soccer team's two road games over the weekend. An 0-2 weekend could have just as easily been a 2-0 weekend if shots could have just gone a few inches the other way. On Friday, Troy and Western Kentucky had a scoreless match until the 87th minute when the Hilltoppers scored to make it 1-0 where the score would wind up. Jasmine Farnbauer had a shot glance off the crossbar in the 89th minute for Troy that would have tied things up. Then Sunday in Atlanta, Troy faced another close one, but came out on the losing end of a 2-1 overtime game against Georgia State. Jane Lateef scored a goal in the 88th minute to tie things up, but the Panthers' Ashley Nagy scored a goal in the final minute of overtime for the win. Troy had a goal called back in the second half after an offsides, and Bentley knows his team fought hard and had a chance in both matches.
Both Georgia State and Western Kentucky, really, we proved that we can play with the best in the conference. We were just unlucky in both games. I just said earlier in a different interview that it was a game of inches. We hit the crossbar in both games, and in both games, those goals would have made a big difference. We had a goal called back against Georgia State. To me, it's a game that could have gone either way in both of those.
The Trojans are now 6-9 overall and 2-3 in the Sun Belt.
On Saturday morning, the Trojan cross-country team was in action on campus, and the athletes had the opportunity to better their chances heading into the conference championships. Saturday, the Trojan cross-country teams competed in the annual Coach O Invitational at home on a newly designed course. The men's team took the top spot while the women finished in third, and head coach Jeff Jenkins said he was impressed by both teams' performances.
Team-wise, the men ran away with the meet. I think we went 1 and then 3, 4, 5, 6. So, the score, I think we scored 16 points when a perfect score is 15. On the women's side, I think we moved up late like we wanted to do. We wanted to work on the middle third of the race. And that's where we really saw a lot of improvement with those ladies. And a few people stepped up a whole lot more than others even. I think we had 3 in the top 10, so it's a good thing to have, is have 3 girls that are finishing right there back to back to back.
Jenkins implemented a different strategy for the men's team in this race, and one that proved to be beneficial in the end.
After the mile mark, we had a pack of guys sitting in about 4th place. Anybody was in 4th. They were just all so close together. They come through the 2 mile, and it was very, very similar scene. I saw Enoch top the hill and pulling his guys together, and he was looking around, making sure that he had everybody with him, and We kind of let the dog off the leash, so to speak, and told him he can go get the other guys. And I think they must have had at least 200 meters on him, but he caught them both and pulled away, and I think he beat them by 200 meters.
This is the final regular season home meet for the Trojans, but not the last time these athletes will run this course. Troy is the host site for the 2013 Sun Belt Cross Country Championships on November 2nd.
Well, I talked to the team after the race, and they talked about which areas are the most important to them. Which areas do they think we need to spend a lot of time on and work hard on? They singled out a couple different places that we need to do some work on, so we're definitely going to spend a little bit more time on those areas. Georgia State was smart to come to this meet and see what it's going to be like, and nobody else is going to be able to see that. And so I can't even put a value on what that's going to do for our team going in 3 weeks from Sun Belt Championships.
After a tough out-of-conference slate, the volleyball team looks to be turning things around in the Sun Belt. The Trojans had 2 of their last 3 heading into the weekend and facing 2 teams at the bottom of the Sun Belt at home. On Friday, Troy picked up a 4-set win over Georgia State. Troy controlled the match and played well both offensively and defensively. Kayla Pickard had 15 kills while Maria Zelenovic had 14. Alexandra Alexander posted her 12th double-double of the season with 45 assists and 13 digs. The Trojans look to make it a clean sweep this weekend as they took on Louisiana Monroe on Sunday. Mitchell Spoon was there to catch all the action.
On Sunday, the Trojan volleyball team recorded its 6th sweep of the season and 5th sweep at home, defeating the UOM Warhawks. The team found motivation from challenges the coaching staff had given them in preparation for the match.
We gave them challenges through the week that we knew we were going to have a difficult weekend. And it was good to see that they focused on what we were working on, what our game plans were, and for the most part, we followed everything the way we wanted it to. And you know, when we work hard and we compete, I really like our team.
The Trojans won the first 2 sets with relative ease, but had to fight for the final set, with the victory margin coming by 2 points. Head coach Sonny Kirkpatrick noted one area that he has seen improvement in that assisted in the victory.
Our ball control's gotten a lot better. Ball control is always a process, and from the beginning of the year till now, we're passing pretty well right now, and we just have to keep getting better at it. That's the name of the game. And if we can control the ball, then we have opportunities to score. If not, then that's good for the other team, and we really don't want it to be good for the other team.
Troy posted a season-high attack percentage, and 3 Trojans posted double-figure kills, while the defense held the Warhawks in check for a majority of the match.
Defense played pretty well at points. We flowed well. Transition from defense to offense was pretty good. And, our players stepped up. We're trying to get better quality touches on the block. I don't know what we finished with numbers, but we got some really good quality touches, and that translates directly to offense.
Mitchell Spoon, Trojan Sports Now.
And after the weekend, 2 Trojans were honored by the Sun Belt for their play on the court. Maria Zelenovic was named Offensive Player of the Week, while Alexandra Alexander was named Setter of the Week. Zelenovic has posted double-digit kills in 6 of 7 Sun Belt contests this season, and Alexander added her 12th and 13th double-doubles of the season this weekend in the Trojans' 2 victories. This was a first for the program, having 2 award winners in the same week.
They both were very deserving of it, and one thing that we say when we have a Player of the Week is that the reason they got an award isn't just because of their accomplishment, and it was because of their entire team, had to give something up for them to be successful.
The Troy women's golf team finished in 6th place this week at the rain-shortened JU Classic. Junior Langley Vanoy and freshman Becca Horner both shot 5 over par and finished in a tie for 8th overall. Heavy rain at Marsh Landing Country Club made the course unplayable for Tuesday's final round.
And the men's golf team completed their final round Tuesday at the Auto Trader Collegiate Classic, finishing in 11th place at 9 over par and a total score of 873. Freshman Clay Vanoy, brother of Langley Vanoy on the women's golf team, led the way for the Trojans, finishing in a tie for 21st with an even par overall. The biggest highlight for him was shooting a hole-in-one in the 2nd round on the par 3 8th hole. Behind him was junior Philip Brennan, who shot a 1 over par overall and tied for 25th.
Still to come on Trojan Sports Now, there's no Trojan football this weekend, but still plenty of action in Trojan Sports, and we'll have details on all of it.
But first, I had the chance to sit down and talk a little bit of basketball with the new head coach of the Trojans and see how his team looks heading into the season. Stick around for more Trojan Sports Now.